that aren't, how would you say, has to be properly disposed of.
Okay, so then we're going to okay that with stipulations.
Yes.
Okay.
Stipulation, basically, we're fine with the white paint. We're fine with them doing on the trim the exterior, but this guideline, which I handed out, has to be adhered to.
Okay. So can you state that?
Hey, yes. So we need a motion and a second.
I'll make a motion to approve the paint work as recommended, with stipulations to use the preservation guidelines and to work with the building department on lead paint issues.
Okay.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Good. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Number 2, approved with stipulations. Number 3, ocular window. Originally, the applicant was supposed to have it so we could actually see it in town hall and actually touch this thing. I only saw 2 grainy pictures. Also, I agreed with Jim. Even though the pictures were grainy, it looked like it had what they call almost like a cake tiering. There was like 3 layers on the outside. Probably one was recessed, one was an exterior flange in the siding, and another was a decorative buildup on the historic window. So the question is, how do we go about this? I would really like to see more details and see the window. And also there are, other places that you can see existing ocular windows. There's also companies that have them in storage in Connecticut from other buildings that have gotten torn down over the years. I don't know whether you want them to go look at those and try to better replicate, or.
Well, I think they have an idea of what it should look like. So I think we should okay this with stipulations that they bring this down to the town hall after they've got it built so that we can see it there.
Yeah, but if we approve it without seeing it, isn't that a problem?
Yeah, perhaps it is. Yeah.
I mean, we were hoping to have the applicant have it there for a week or so before the meeting so we could actually go down and look at this and make sure it's okay. I can't really judge that from the video.
Well, it certainly isn't okay.
Not yet. Now, and then you have the added problem is the vinyl siding and some of the original, probably barge board siding that was underneath the vinyl when they cut out a smaller ocular window. The siding was damaged. How's that going to be put back? If you noticed, it's all jagged on both sides because the double hung window that's replaced it, the vinyl one, is a lot bigger than the old ocular window. So you have some damage there now that needs to be cleaned up also.
Commissioners, you have an option here, and you could deny and require the applicant to file another application for a COA. He started work without permits to come up with a remedial action plan to address the window. And that plan has to be acceptable to the commission and give them 45 days or 30 days to reapply.
Okay, that makes sense to me.
I would tend to agree with that. How are you other commissioners with that one?
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. And basically, we're going to state this will be a denial. And how it works is because work was started without any COAs and proper project submissions were not received, and what was submitted was not satisfactory to the commission, this part of the application, the ocular window area, is denied without prejudice, and the commission requires the applicant to resubmit an application to the correct work parameters of that window within 45 days to the satisfaction of the commission. So that'll be our statement of denial. You good with that?
Jerry, does that sound good?
Yeah.
It sounds good. It would have to be a plan acceptable to the commission.
Yes.
File an application, COA with a plan acceptable to the commission to properly address work that has to be done with the ocular window.
Okay, so basically this is the denial with 45 days to rectify the situation.
Well, to submit an application.
But it still has to be approved. It's not an automatic approval by any stretch.
No, to submit an application.
you need to submit an application for
Okay.
this. So let me get my paper. So this is number 3 is a denial, technically.
Okay.
Number,
We have to have a motion on that.
we do, oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, okay, go ahead,
Thank you.
sorry. Do I have a motion to deny?
Yeah, I move that we deny this part of the application and have the applicant resubmit that part of the application within 45 days.
Yeah, that would be a new application.
Yeah, we need a new application, yeah.
Yes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, it carries. All right, next up, number 4, fence.
I don't see any problem particularly with this. Fences are temporary and they come and go with the ages.
Yes,
It's not going to hurt the house any.
No.
And I don't see any problem with the fence.
I agree. Basically, it's reversible and it's not attached to the historic structure. I don't have a problem with it. Does anybody with the aesthetics have a problem with it? That would be about the only thing. Does it fit within the district and not harm the other properties or the current one? Is the question. Anybody got any
I
thoughts?
think you really see much of it from the front, correct?
Well,
Not much,
In
no.
the back, I think it's okay.
Everybody else okay with what he proposed for the fences?
Fine with it.
Then I
yeah,
need a
I'm okay
motion.
there.
Then no stipulations. We're good with what he proposed.
We need a motion.
We need a motion.
Please.
I will move.
We need a motion to approve the fencing.
I will move to approve the existing application for fencing.
We need a second.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Carries unanimously. Fence is approved without stipulation. Number 5, driveway parking lot, rear of the building. Sounds like basically it's going to be a 45-foot by 41-foot area, black asphalt. There's currently just grass there. There'll be an easement attachment to the property next door. That's John Weinstein's property that he got permission. So basically the driveway of the applicant will empty into that driveway and then come out to Church Drive. Does anybody have any issue with the size, location, material?
I personally would like it not to be paved, but just gravel.
I wish
That creates problems for snow plowing and things like that, Jim.
Yeah, I know it does. I have a
Yeah.
gravel one.
Yeah.
I know it creates problems, but
Yeah.
that's my own point of view.
Okay.
Well, I wish it was either brick or cobblestone, a little nicer, but I understand the asphalt. It is in the back of the building. It doesn't affect the historic structure. As much as I would like to see a different material, I don't necessarily have any, much against it. Otherwise, I kind of agree with Jim. I wish it was something else, but I don't know if I feel that strongly that we need to push that way. How did the rest of the commissioners feel?
I agree with you, Joe.
I agree. I think
Yeah.
I'm more concerned with the actual structure.
Yeah,
So
I
then,
agree.
if you're okay with the size, type of material, and location, then we just need an approval motion.
So moved.
Any second?
Can we restate the vote? Can we restate the
Restate,
motion, please?
Basically,
Restate,
how would you like it restated, Mr. Jim?
however it's going to read in the minutes.
Basically approved as is, 41 feet by 45 feet, asphalt paving. Anything else on that, Mr. Jerry?
To include a driveway.
To include a driveway. Of an area
Okay.
and size approximately 41 by 45, as shown on the drawings, in the location approximately as shown by the drawings, not affecting the existing structure, the historic structure. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to hear. Yeah.
Okay, then I need a motion for that.
I just did, didn't I?
Okay, George's motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, then we have an approval for the driveway.
For the record, I'd like to state that I don't approve.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
Absolutely not.
Okay, understood. So for the record, Jim would like to see a different material. Next, front porch. As is, I cannot in good conscience approve this. It's not, it needs to be rethought out.
Needs to be resubmitted.
Yeah, this is basically what I quoted before. I would suggest, unless someone else feels strongly, because work was started without any COAs and proper project submissions were not received, and what was submitted was not satisfactory to the commission. This part of the application, the front porch system, is denied without prejudice, and the commission requires the applicant to resubmit an application to correct the work of the front porch within 45 days to satisfaction of the commission. That would be my recommendation. Is everybody
That would
okay
be
with
very similar to the window.
Yep, that's right.
basically identical? So
Yeah, I'm comfortable with that.
I need basically a motion to deny.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
That's deny with stipulations.
well, it's denial for a new application.
Correct.
On
Yes.
any approval.
Requiring a new application
Requiring
within
a brand new
45
app.
days.
Yep.
So this is a denial. Okay,
To submit a plan that would be satisfactory to the
factory
commission.
to the
New
commission.
application to
Yeah.
to include a
So we-
plan acceptable to the commission.
Do we have a second?
Do we have a second?
Gail seconded, I think.
Yep, we do. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, it passed. Next up, back porch. This is not historic. It's kind of not very sightly either. Anything he does would be an improvement. So
Yeah.
I'd almost like to see the thing gone. But if he wants to keep it, it's well, what are your feelings on it, commissioners?
Yeah, I think it should just be approved. There's nothing you can do to hurt it. Putting some new joists in can only help support it better and isn't going to change anything.
Did everybody get a chance to go out to the property and look at it?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, it's pretty ugly.
Yeah.
It's just a utilitarian porch and,
Yep.
as you say, it's not a historic,
No, it's just
Part of the
attached to a
building.
historic building. It's basically a non-historic structure attached to a historic building.
Does it need to
Right.
be there?
Well, if the app,
Well,
The personal choice?
that's a
Yeah,
that's a
really.
personal choice. I would do something different if I own the property, but this is not my, it's the applicant's. So it's up to him.
I think that what's being done now, maybe in the future, could do something.
Well,
different.
perhaps the
Or
applicant
take it
in the
down.
future might come to us and maybe do something different, kind of like what he could do with the front porch. There are many, how would you say, there are many options for the future.
Kind of making it safe right now, it seems.
Yeah,
Correct.
I don't have a problem with his details of what he's going to do there. I wish they were a little more thought out to be more historic, but once again, it was never historic to begin with. So I guess.
So I move that we say yes to number 7.
So approval, and do we have approval or approval with stipulations?
No,
And
just
so
approval, I think.
Just approval? Everybody
Approval,
good with
but
that?
Maybe down the line, something else will be done. to
Okay.
improve it.
So I need a motion for approval of the back porch.
So moved.
Jim just made it.
And a second?
I had a
I'll
question.
second.
Oh, wait, question, George has a question. What?
If the owner decides that he may want to dismantle the back porch, could he do that if we approve it?
You need a demolition.
Well,
Permit
he'd have to
from us.
come back to us
You'd have
for
to come back
COA.
to us.
Okay,
Yeah, you cannot do that without approval. You need a COA for that.
okay.
So we still good with the approval as he, all right. So I need my second still.
Second.
I made a second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All
Aye.
right, back porch is approved as applied for. Last one, 8 basement repairs. I'm grateful that he asked our professional opinion on this, but we do not regulate that. So
That's kind of moot, isn't it?
it's kind of a moot point. So we don't really need to how would you say, Jerry, we really don't need to vote on this?
It's internal work. It's,
Yeah.
it's,
This is, it's just internal. This is written off as internal work. If he wants to ask our help on some of the details, that's fine, but internal work does not require a vote. So we have gone through everything on the list, and I don't see any other issues. That's everything before us. So basically, let's see, we have one internal.
come on in, Catherine.
Yeah, we're good. You got it all down? Anybody got any?
Karen, you okay?
Karen, do you get it all? You're good.
Yeah. Joe?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
This came in after the public hearing, but I'll read it to you anyhow. Another communication.
Go ahead.
You know, I want to emphasize after the public hearing. I listened to the Historic District Commission meeting on December 7th. Very clear that the new owner of 25 Church Drive lacks proper construction experience, let alone the skills and experience required to restore and now repair the damages done to the house on the town green. There is any way to legally prevent him from doing any further work until a consultant can be brought in to assess the damages and make a plan for historically correct restoration of the building exteriors that would certainly should be done swiftly. The house is right in the middle of our town. We must stand behind the Historic Commission and maintain pride in our past and actually take concrete action to preserve it. This town was named in the top places to live in America. To sort of wanton disregard for our historic landmarks does not fit what we are. It should not be allowed. Thank you, Alonis Moji, co-founder, treasurer, Ball and Socket Arts, Inc. Okay.
Okay. And we've covered that with our denials on this. The two big areas, the window and the porch, are really the only things that we have questions about, let's say.
Yeah, so we approved the stuff with stipulation that needs to be.
Right.
It would for the reapplication, it would be in the client's best interest to get some professional historic consulting help. It would make applicant's job much easier, and they would understand what we're actually looking for, and it would give him a better template on how to rebuild those areas that need the historic, how would you say, historic restoration work.
It's a pretty good idea what you'll be looking for.
Yes.
He's got some time to do it.
I would agree. Yeah, I would agree with that lately. And yes, it does need to be done.
We should give him the name of the Connecticut, the people we deal with, the
Connecticut Trust. Yes.
Connecticut Trust.
The Connecticut Trust is very good. They're in Hampton, Connecticut. Can you give him that data, Mr. Jerry?
Yeah, it's now called Preservation Connecticut.
Yeah, they changed the name, Preservation Connecticut. That's correct.
But that's what they're for.
They would be a good service and asset to help the applicant with his restoration of the project. I would agree with that completely. Next, we're on to let's see. So that's done. You just have committees. I don't have anything on regulations, rules. Jerry, you had something from Preservation Connecticut. They're going to help us with the guidelines.
I did hear from Preservation Connecticut, and they did respond on working with us on the guidelines, which is great. So we'll be setting up a meeting with them to talk through doing the design guidelines, and it's positive that they want to help us. So I'll get back to you on that.
Great. I have just one thing on the chairman's report. I would like to personally congratulate and thank Catherine Dunnigan for her great help in many years of dedicated service to the Historic District Commission and up on her retirement. So thank you so much, Catherine. You've been a great help.
Thank you, everyone.
That is my chairman's report. So otherwise, that's it. Now, Jerry.
A couple of things I would like to say.
Yes.
Number one, do we have note paper for us, for the Historic District Commission?
We have letterhead, yes.
Yeah, what came to mind was the folks that bought that big the big house across from St. Peter's have done a spectacular job of painting the house. They didn't cover it over with siding. They had it scraped properly, primed and painted. And when somebody does something like that, it gives us an opportunity to say thank you from
You're
us
doing a nice
and
job.
from the town. Yep, for preserving what we think is important. The other thing is that I'd like to go ahead with this plaque for the town. And Lisa, this is something that I'd like to see if we could put together a plaque so that we can put it on historic structures in the town. Many other towns do this. I know Hamden has kind of a funny one, but some of them just say built at such and such a date, or they give the original builders, the original owner's name.
Actually, Claire Boyana was asking me about that.
Could you?
And she said she would really love to have some kind of a plaque on the house saying who, you know, the original owner was. And because a lot of these houses, there's only been a few owners.
Right. Yeah, I know we'd like to have one on our house.
Yeah, and if there's funding to support that, that would be great.
Could you put together some sort of a design for us?
I'm not a designer.
You're better than
I can barely draw. I can write, but I can't draw. Sorry.
Maybe a call around to a few towns to see what they've done and you know, where they got their information.
Jerry, what about Janae? I know Janae worked with a designer for the historic district signs.
Well, that was
that was a sign company.
Sign company. I'm thinking something a little more.
But there was a design before the sign was made. There was a design for the sign.
Janae and pretty much did that. Betsy Fox was involved with it.
Yeah, I was gonna say Betsy was involved too.
So maybe the person who designed the sign might be something.
Helen, you were going
I'm
to
all
say
for
something?
that, but I can't make design. I can't do all that CAD stuff, designing.
Yeah,
No,
I had to offer.
If we could do a smaller plaque to replicate the signs that designate the historic districts, similar. But,
well, maybe we could use the existing design of the sign.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Make it smaller and incorporate the wording. That would be kind of cool because then it would match.
And just take the current design, drop it down to put on a building.
Anybody who wants one would, I assume, would have it for free. They wouldn't have to pay, or
well, we'd at least have the design approved, anyways.
Yeah.
Hey, Helen, you were going to say something though.
Yeah, you had mentioned this to me once before, Jim, and I said I would go around to some of the towns that do have consistent signs and take some pictures. And I plan to do that over the next couple of months.
That'd be great.
That'd be great. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
There's actually not that many towns near us that have consistent signs. So it's not going to be a huge.
What about Litchfield? Litchfield which is not near us, but Litchfield.
Guilford, Durham, Woodbridge, a few of those towns have them.
Huddersfield, I think, has quite a
Hamden also does.
Yeah. So if you can wait a couple of months, I'll try to do that.
Yeah, if you would, please, that'd be great.
Okay.
Spring project.
All right. That's all for me.
All right. Basically, we need to, before we go, I just want to thank everybody for our first official Zoom meeting, actually, with public hearing, and also the applicant, Mr. Benny Huang. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for your application process. Mr. Jerry will help you with what you need to do next, and we're always available to consult with and come out to help your project move along correctly. Otherwise, I'll need a motion to, how would you say, end the meeting.
Okay, the jury will help me out for next step, right?
Yeah, Jerry's going to help you out through the next step. Yes, he will.
Okay.
And everybody have a wonderful holiday season.
Yes.
Oh, yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. And I need a motion to adjourn still.
I'll motion.
What?
So moved.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're good. The meeting is officially over at